do another of these little Q&A things where people have asked me questions about life on the boat in France and stuff, and I can address them all in one place. So here goes. Someone asked whatever happened to the rat, because I didn't really follow up on that. The rat just escaped. It must have jumped overboard. I did buy this, which is a humane rat trap. Basically, the rat climbs in here, and then this goes... Oh, is this broken? I don't know. How does it work? I've forgotten how it works. Oh, there you go. So that flips up like that, and then when Mr. Ratty McRatster climbs into it, it closes and he can't get out. But it never caught any rats because he escaped. So no rat stories. And I almost caught him on video once. I had the little camera rolling just over there, and just before he came out and like looked at me, perfectly framed, the battery on the GoPro ran out. So no rat. Someone wanted me to expand a little bit on my little rescue mission where I picked up some people from an island and took them back to Calais. I did have some video of it, but I can't find it. It was such a nice experience, and they were such nice people. I do have this one clip that I got sent from one of the people who was on the boat. I have to be careful that I don't do anything stupid.
Okay.
But I just need to drop you guys off. I'm not staying for any time. Yeah, it took quite a bit of effort for me to take my boat all the way across to Cannes and then back to the island again. But these people would have been stuck overnight. And in fact, the following day, I went out for a quick walk and I saw some bedraggled people stumbling out of the woods, and they'd been sleeping rough all night long, and they were not happy about it. I don't know what happened. I think maybe the ferry just left a couple of minutes early or something, and people just got stranded. But I was able to save about 12 people and drop them back in Cannes Harbour, and then go back to the island. So it all worked out quite well in the end. That was fun. Other YouTube channels that I like. I just started watching one actually. What's it called? Hang on. Oh, Eva Zebek. And she's a Polish girl living a kind of adventurous life, but her videos are just entertaining, very well put together, and kind of interesting.
This has been our home the last 24 hours or so. Well, let's go on our morning walk in Tijuana.
I'm glad that Casey Neistat is back doing videos.
Man, does it feel good to be back!
Because his videos he's just good at telling stories and putting together really compact. And I've actually learned by watching his stuff, because it's like you can just do like 5 quick edits, tink, 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 and then you're wherever you want it to get to. You don't need to show the journey. And I think I've probably showed too many long shots, when literally 5 1-second shots will tell the story just as well. So I've watched his stuff quite a lot. I like Sailing Uma. Kika and Dan, really nice people. I've met them twice actually. They met in Canada, bought a boat and went exploring. Didn't know anything about boating, but they've covered like thousands and thousands of miles, including going all the way up to the Arctic Circle and stuff. And they're in the Mediterranean now, which is kind of cool. Maybe I'll bump into them again. Very nice people and very well-made videos, good stories, good people, and always interesting. And no babies. I used to watch Le Vagabond and Delos, which are both still good, but it's too much baby stuff. And so I I've gone off those. Expedition Drenched was always good, but I think he and his girlfriend split up, and people just kind of eventually left the boat, and he's not been doing anything for a while. Might get back into it, he said, but I don't know. But that was always good, always entertaining. Been watching a little bit too many YouTube things about Ukraine, which just blows my mind. It's just sickening, but there you go. Someone wanted to know how I recorded good sound, and honestly, I just tend to use the GoPro mic. I've got a little sound baffle thing, but you put the whole camera in here, and that just kills the wind noise, because that just is completely unusable if you got wind. But I don't use anything else other than the microphone on the GoPro, and it works great. I mean, it works surprisingly well. GoPro sound was kind of shitty up until the 7. And then from the 7 onwards, it's got better and better and better. So I quite like it now. I think it's actually very good. It's what's recording me speaking to you now. I was going to have this one running as well, doing some like audio recording, just a voice memo thing, but it won't work. So I don't know why it won't work. I'll have to reload it. And in fact, several things stopped working when I upgraded my operating system. The microphone won't work. Oh, that's probably why the sound recording won't work. Anyway, so yeah, upgrading. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Someone else wanted to know where I found the song that I used on the last video. And oddly enough, I was listening to an interview with Everlast on Joe Rogan's podcast, and he ended the sort of show playing this one song. And I'm like, that's a really cool song.
Brand new sneakers and a fat gold chain. We do the good cocaine.
I know who Everlast is. He wrote Jump Around and stuff. And he's been around forever. Got a great voice, writes really good songs. And I don't like using all the bland stuff that people have been using on many YouTube videos. The thing is, when you use someone else's song, it means you can't monetize your video. But honestly, if I monetize my videos, I get like $5 a month. It's pitiful, because just trying to grow your channel it's a challenge. I always ask people to share videos, but I've got tons of friends on Facebook and Instagram and stuff, and people just don't share it. They just don't. I don't know why. I think my videos are quite good, but people just don't share them very much. So if you do share it, there's a couple of you who do, and you know who you are. I really appreciate it. I really do. But most people just, they watch them. And in fact, a lot of people just watch them on their phone, which just makes me sad, because I've got it's 4K video, and on a big screen, it's so sharp and so beautiful. And they're watching it on a little phone with shitty sound. Just it drives me crazy. I try not to think about it too much. So there is that. So yeah, that Everlast song came, it was a recording from Joe Rogan's show.
And they don't treat me the same, and now I don't complain.
And someone else wanted to know what my overall impression of France was, and I've said it several times. This place is freaking wonderful. It's so friendly and so nice, and I feel so welcome here. It's really quite strange. I didn't find the UK unfriendly, but since Brexit, it's got nuts over there, and I just couldn't face living there anymore, because now they've got all their strikes, and people go, oh, that's not the fault of Brexit. Yes, it is. The economy is going down, so people have got less and less money, inflation is at 11%. And so as their wages are going down relative to everything else, then there's going to be industrial action. And it's sad because the UK used to be such a wonderful place, but it's just not anymore. And then Scotland's going to leave. But I don't want to go on about Brexit because I'll be depressed the rest of the day. Someone else was saying, do you ever get off the boat? And I do. I try and go for a walk most days. And Nice and the south of France generally is just beautiful for walking around. I went for a walk yesterday up the hill. That was kind of nice. And I don't always go to the closest supermarket. There's another one that's about a 15-minute walk up that way north. And it's a big supermarket. There's a big sports store there, and there's other shops. And so sometimes I'll just go to that one because it's a walk, and walking is good for you. Oh, the friendly flags. Yeah, I had that idea a little while ago. Was talking to a friend of mine. They saw a photograph of all these boats, and they're like, is there much interaction? And I'm like, no. And that just kind of bothered me. I don't know why, because there should be more interaction between them. I mean, people just take their boats out, they drop anchor, and they hang out. And so I wanted to think of a way of there being more interaction between the boats. Not a lot, but just a little bit. So I came up with this friendly flag idea. Where's my flag? Here it is. So I came up with my flag idea, and I must have got rid of, I don't know, probably 1,000 already. Mostly given away. I've sold enough to make it like it's not really cost me much money. It might have done, but not much. But I've given them away to people, and the website has had about 1,400 hits on it so far now, which is good. The friendly flag just means that if you happen to fly a friendly flag, it means that you are open to being approached by somebody. And in these days, people don't really want strangers coming up to them, possibly because of the internet, possibly because of COVID. And some people are just like, I don't really want people just knocking on my boat all the time. But if I arrived somewhere and I didn't know anybody and I flew a friendly flag, then people would notice it and go, hey, I'll go and say hello. And I don't know if it'll work. It sounds like a long shot, but it actually has worked. A couple of people have met a couple other people and become acquainted with them. They're not best friends, but that's all it means. It's just come up, be friendly. And oddly enough, the handshake is the ASL symbol for friendship. And so that was kind of accidental that happened, but it happened. And it has worked. I think it'll continue to work. And I'm just going to keep pushing it. I'm going to try and get a little bit of press on it. Might do a Kickstarter, whatever. We'll see. But I'm happy with the way it's gone so far. And I think it's a good idea. So I think that's about it. Those are the questions that people have asked. And if you have any other questions, put them in the comments. Hit the little like button. Hit the little bell button, which means that if you do subscribe, then you'll get notified when I put out another video. And I hope you have a very, very happy 2023.
Do the good cocaine, and we don't feel no pain. No, we don't complain.